So what color is this shoe? You're probably seeing it as gray and green or pink and white. And maybe wondering, what do you mean? Is the same image? How can I be seeing different colors? Well, show it to a couple of friends and see what I mean. This video will be about perception. Okay, so if you show this image around, you probably got some people seeing green and gray and some people seeing it as white and pink. And you may be wondering, after some fights with your friends and relatives about the color of the shoe, that something is off. How come two people see different colors in the same image? Well, I thought this would be a really good video after the RAS video. So the RAS will also influence that, and if you haven't watched the RAS video, I will try to put the link somewhere here on the top, but I'll also put it in the description of this video. But the thing is, our beliefs actually influence our perception. Let me show you another example. Do you remember this dress? I think it was 2017 when there was huge discussion all over the world about what color is this dress. And if you see, you'll probably get the same results as with the shoe. Some people will see it as black and blue. Some people will see it as white and gold. And there will be even some people who will see it as blue and orange. And you may be asking yourself, how comes? Jill, what the hell is happening? Because I cannot agree with my friends. Some people just swear that they're seeing a different color from what I am seeing. And that's when beliefs come in, because according to science, it all comes down to the assumptions that your brain is making. Because from these assumptions, your brain will decide if it will show you in one color or another. But this is not only an image, because you may think, okay, this is only regarding what we see. However, well, hear this out. I'll play some sound. Just put attention to it and then tell me what you hear.
Laurel, 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 Laurel.
Well, you probably heard a voice say Yanny, Yanny, or you heard a voice saying Laurel. Funny thing, just like the picture, some people will hear Yanny and some people will hear Laurel. And you be, okay, now that's too much. So okay, let's get to the explanation. What is happening there? Let's have a look at the dress. Most people will see the dress as blue and black, and that's because their brain is considering that the dress is under the sunlight. So it's a bright sunlight, white light. The people who will look at the dress and consider it to be white and gold, they are actually considering it a yellow light. It's like the evening light. And that's why the brain is processing it and showing in this color. I can prove that. So I got those images from an article, and I will put the reference for the article on the description. But have a look at this picture. So I always saw the dress blue and black, but looking at this picture, I see it white and gold. And the only difference is that the dress was cut out and put in a context that makes my brain consider that, okay, it's a yellow light, so I have to correct the color. And the color that I should show is white and gold. Now, have a look at this picture. And in this picture, maybe if you saw the dress white and gold, probably will prompt you to see blue and black, because now the context will be telling your brain that this is bright day, it is a white light that is on the dress. And to prove that they are actually the same color, what I would do is to cut both pictures a little and then put them together. So just for you to see that, and this may make your brain uncomfortable because it will not know which color to show, but this will show you that we are actually looking at the same color, even though your brain is saying the opposite. Now let's have a look at the shoe. So the shoe was actually, for most people, it will be shown as green and gray. That's the way I saw it as well. And the funny thing about the shoe is that both sides are correct, because the color that you are seeing, so the color that is on your screen, is gray and green. But this is a white and pink shoe under a green light. So the ones that are seeing a pink and white shoe, what happens there is that if you have a strong belief that the lace should be white, your brain will correct the color and it will show you in white and pink. So let me show you a picture of how the shoe actually look like. So now you're seeing the white and pink that the shoe should look like. And now I'll return to the previous picture. So if you saw it as gray and green, it may change for you now. So back to the original picture. What are you seeing now? Put in the comment what you are seeing in all those cases. Finally, what about the sound? How comes sometimes I hear Yanny, sometimes I hear Laurel? The funny thing that I will play again the sound.
Laurel. Laurel.
What about now? Did you hear the same thing? It changed sometimes. For me, sometimes I hear Laurel, sometimes I hear Yanny, and there was a couple of times which I heard both at the same time. What happens there is that your brain will decide if it will focus on the lower side of the spectrum, so on the base of the sound, or on the highs of the sound. And if your brain decides to focus on the highs, you'll hear Yanny. And if the brain focuses on the bass, it will hear Laurel. Yeah, Gilbert, really interesting, Jill. What can I do with that? Well, my point on presenting that was actually to show you that perception can be subjective. If our brains can do that for objective things like colors and sound, imagine what it can do with ideas and with opinions. So my invitation here is for you to consider, when you're talking to someone with a different opinion, it may be the case that they're just seeing a different color. I think there's no one in the world would be on the wrong side of a discussion on purpose. So if they are seeing something different from you, what happens there is that maybe they are considering different things and maybe remembering of all those images and how our brains can trick us on seeing different colors will help you to open up to hear the other side. I've noticed how lately everything turns into polarity. Everything is reason for a lot of discussions and passionate fights even over a subject. And what I see is that usually none of the sides are really open to hear the other one. So imagine that two people are discussing about the dress, as it happened in 2017, and they don't get the explanation that difference is not because the one is lying or is crazy. It's just because your brain is processing that in a different way. It has different experiences. It is looking at that from a different perspective. So my intention with this video is just to make us all aware that our perception is susceptible to subjectivities, and maybe the person who thinks different from me is not crazy, they just are looking to it from a different perspective. Just a reminder to myself that in order to see the way they see, I need to understand what they are considering. Just remember the dress and how just the context changed the way you saw the dress. As usual, I hope this was useful. Another experiment that you can do is that here on the bottom there's a button where it's written subscribe, and it's red. And if you click on it, it will change colors. Do it, I guarantee you. Bye, see you in the next video.